Hello, this video is for students in Civil Engineering CE 4363 or CE 5363 Groundwater Hydrology. And it's a tutorial for those who wish to install ModelMuse and MODFLOW 6.3-ish on their own computers. Both these software programs are free, meaning you don't need to pay money for them, but they're not trivial and they're not click and go like ordinary malware. Alternatives for use in the class are an online version of a 1985 MODFLOW or the WinShare server implementation that's usually used in the actual class. I'll mostly be using the WinShare one, but from time to time I may use the 1985 MODFLOW program. Keep in mind that if you're using shared resources, they don't provide any meaningful data security, and you'll have to be somewhat creative to move files back and forth. I would suggest using email and a browser interface. The remainder of this video will go through the downloading and installing, and then I'll try to work a simple example taken from the mighty internet. So the first step, of course, is to have your Windows operating system present, and that's what you should see on the screen before you. And I'm running the cursor in just a big circle because that's my favorite geometric figure, although triangles are fun too, as are rectangles. And I've left myself some notes. Let's push these off to the side a little bit. And Microsoft is trying to sell me stuff, and we will ignore them. So the graphical user interface that's free is called ModelMuse, and the MODFLOW version, I think the fairly current version is MODFLOW 6. That may be obsolete by the time I'm making this video, but that's what I'm going to demonstrate. And the notes to myself are, give me the links and how to get to them. And we're going to have to download two programs, and I have a note to myself that says choose 32-bit or 64-bit options. Don't commit to 64-bit only because it probably won't work well. It certainly won't work on this this virtual Windows machine that you see on the screen before you, because it's a 32-bit Windows machine running inside, I guess it's a 64-bit being hosted on a Macintosh operating system. But this is Windows 10, so for those of you in Windows 11 it should be quite similar. And when you leave and get a real job, if you have to use MODFLOW, have an IT professional do the install. Don't do it yourself, because as a civil engineering student or environmental engineering graduate of either, you're not going to be able to do it right. You're going to have more headache just managing the software before you get any actual work done. Okay, so proceeding forward after that fair warning, my implementation has Microsoft Edge, and it looks like it's already at the ModelMuse interface. And I want to go find the downloads, download current versions, and I'm going to grab the installer. See what happens. Right click, save link as, and it's going to put it into downloads, which is where I want it. So press save. That's French for save. Actually, that's not true. That's me being silly. And I'll actually run the video at regular speed, so all the waiting is going to be captured on the video. Claims there are 11 seconds to go, and while that's happening, I'll go do the MODFLOW 6 search. And it'll probably be quite a bit faster for you downloading onto a native Windows machine. and it's giving me some classical grief. Damned if I know what that means. There we go. Hopefully that does the job. Stupid protective software stuff. And the next one we want is MODFLOW 6. Click on that doodle. Go through the wait for it phase and download current version. And I'm going to get the Windows version. Distribution includes documentation, blah, 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 blah. Right click, save link as. Goes into downloads. Let it rip. And that's claiming it's going to take a minute. And so let me minimize the screen. And while that's downloading, I can get to work on the first part of the install. So we'll find it convenient to install ModelMuse. Well, we'll have to install ModelMuse first if we actually want to use it, and then we'll install MODFLOW. To do that, I'm going to need to create a directory, wrdapp. And so in the local disk, I'm pretty sure I need to create a new folder. It needs to be called wrdapp. And without worrying about what that naming convention is, we'll go ahead and create it. And that's where the ModelMuse interacts with the MODFLOW program. So that's now created. Let me check that off on my checklist. So create wrdapp, download ModelMuse, where we've done that, download MODFLOW, and let's see if that's completed or not. Looks like it is, so MODFLOW and ModelMuse are now available. For the time being, we're done with the internet, although I do need to find the URL to the MODFLOW 6 example. See if I can find the example here real quick. It's an example from New Zealand. There it goes. I think that was it. Wow, that was a really simple example. I don't think it was in Read the Docs. Let the Bing Bong do its thing. Yeah, useless. Classical stuff from useless. So if you want to see a how to install MODFLOW 6, you could watch this particular video right here, and that's what I use to get started. I'm pretty much doing the same thing. Try one more time. Okay, MODFLOW 6. Yeah, Bing does a really terrible job. Sure is busy trying to sell us stuff. Anyway, well, okay, we will dispense with that. We have what we need for the time being. Don't want that. Okay, so now I have everything I need. Okay, I got the URL for the example that we're going to want to use, so let me go ahead and pull that up. It's www.anjar Windows is continuously 9.nu/education groundwater modeling exercise GROUNDWATER_GEXERCISE.pdf and lowercase m. Huh. Okay, there we go. Oh, for lack of a single L, it got the wrong one. So this will be the example that we will refer to, assuming we get a successful installation. All right, returning to the actual work at hand. We've created the WRD app, and so now we need to install ModelMuse. So I double click on the installer and I'll let it do its thing. And first thing it's going to say, I don't want to do this because I haven't figured out how to monetize your activity. Choose yes. In my case, I am the administrator, so it should let me go ahead and do it. Accept the defaults. Don't do smart-ass stuff and outthink it, because all it's going to do is not work. Okay, well that's busy. Let's go ahead and move some things around. Put that onto the desktop. I forgot if I told it to launch it or not. There's nothing we can do just yet. So I've closed that, and now I'm moving the zip file to our C drive. Do it again. WR that app. Extract it. Should have been a move, but it's a Windows. It does whatever the heck it wants. And again, I'm intentionally letting the video capture the entire elapsed time. Alright, I'm about to not stand it anymore. So it's a fairly, at least as a Windows version, it's a fairly elaborate program. So it's copying a bunch of files. It's actually copying source code too, which you wouldn't need if you're running on a Windows machine, because you wouldn't be able to compile it without the proper compilers. Again, that's what I said, let an IT professional install it when you're doing it for money. I'll be making a subsequent video to show you how to access the pre-configured one on the shared server. And when I figure out how I'll upload these videos to the media site. Okay, so the extracted folder is there. We could probably dispense with a zip file. It's 86 megabytes. I think I can afford that for the time being, so I'll leave it be. So let's go ahead and append our notes. Install, use, WRDAPP. Okay, so our notes are growing. And no, I will not get you a copy of this file, but you can watch this on the video. So one, download the two programs, create the folder, install the ModelMuse, move MODFLOW package into the folder, extract, so put into the folder root so that it's WRDAPP MF 6.4.1. Okay, so our next step is to start ModelMuse, so let's let her rip. And then we're going to choose Create ModFlow, so it's there. Just going to run there, and this will verify if we have the interface. Okay, so we got the interface, and now it's trying to send us off to the USGS website. We will delete that. So there is our ModelMuse interface, and right now it can't do anything because it does not have access to ModFlow. We go to ModFlow program locations in the model directory, so program locations. Model program locations and WRD APP. Oh, we are at 6.3. Oh, quit clinking on me. Got to get the name right. 6.4.1. 6.4.1. Okay, model. So change the path to 6.4.1. Press the okie dokie. You turn yourself about. That's what it's all about. So we've now linked to the program, and we could exit. Let's verify that it maintains the connection, because I don't want to have to do that every time. Yeah, sweet. All right, so now we think we have ModelMuse. Okay, so program locations. We need to edit the names a bit. Now, to verify that it actually runs, we need to create a problem. We're just going to do a really simple one right out of that tutorial. So, restart Muse. And our goal here is to run a ModFlow model without any regard to what it's actually modeling. We just want to make sure that the linkages are correct. So we've opened ModelMuse, And let's go ahead and pull up the example. See if I can get this somewhat side by side. Okay, create a new MODFLOW model. We want to do a 20 by 20. So File, New, MODFLOW model. Press the 9. Okay, so we want 20 by 20 by 1, 50 by 50. Make this a -30, again, without regards to what we're actually modeling. We're modeling an unconfined aquifer, which I guess is a 50 meter by 50 meter cell looking down on it if you're a seagull flying over it, figuring out who to poop on. And there are 20 by 20, so there's 400 cells in this model. The top of the aquifer is at 0, the bottom is 30 meters below grade. I'm assuming it's in meters. Okay, press the finish button, and there's our model, and let's look at the example. Looks awful lot like the same thing to me, so that's a winner. Next, we want to choose the time step, and so we're going to convert it to 2 stress periods. So model, time, 2, and again following the example exactly, 72,000 seconds, and we'll do a 3,600 step length, and so we get 20 steps. Find it odd that she stopped at 72,000 instead of going to 86,400 doing a full day, but that's okay. We're just making sure that the program is going to actually work. So press the okie dokie. It issues not so much a warning message as a message, and now we have to use our brains because the pictures aren't going to be identical. MODFLOW packages and programs, so go Model, MODFLOW packages and programs. And we want to activate a flow. We want NPF and STO. And then in the boundary conditions, we want specified head, whatever CHD means. Press the okie dokie button here. And next it says create a straight line object. And we will choose features. These are creature features. And we'll draw another line through the bottom. Double click on it to activate the input Dealmeyer, and here we're going to set up similar setup 2 times 0 -1 Zippo -5 -5 Press the okie dokie. And think of what's going to happen. We've set the head at the top to 0 and at the bottom -5, and so groundwater flows from high head to low head, so we should get flow moving downward. And assuming this is isotropic and we haven't done any transmissivity inputs yet, we should get a set of contour lines that are all parallel, sloping downward. Oh, what will happen to the hydraulic head when you run the model? It starts off as 0 everywhere, and so it's going to get drawn down to -5 at the bottom end, and it won't be linear variation, but it'll be pretty close because it's going to do the Boussinesq approach to the aquifer. Then it says run the model, and so to run the model we got the green button here. I'm sure there's something from the menu that can do it. That's cute. This is definitely, those of you that worked in food service and are used to clicking on pictures of hamburglers and onion ring things, this will be easy. Click on the little green arrow deal, and we're initiating a model run. And we have to choose where to store it. And so I guess if it will let me create a new folder. See, it's in user documents. I'm going to create a folder. Hopefully this actually works. And what do we want to call this? I'm actually going to use her thing. Sample model 20 by 21 run. And we'll let the computer do everything that's necessary. Hit sauve, let it do its thing, and we got a happy face, and we're done. And I have no idea what the green yellow dots mean, but if we look at her picture, sure enough, successful run with happy smileys everywhere. So we got happy smileys everywhere. Close all ModelMuse windows apart from the main one. So we close that one. We'll ignore that. We'll ignore it again. Press the any key. Today the any key is going to be Y. Close that one. And now we are back at the main window, and it says load the results, and the results is this picture here. Import and display. And I guess we want to hit the BHD file. I have no idea what that means. Press open. And press OK. And our picture looks the same, and I'm pretty sure that you actually can select individual outputs, and I'll leave that to you all to read on your own how to do it. Oh, there's another lovely feature that I detest. Is it will start resizing, but it doesn't seem to have a convenient pan feature. Probably because there's not enough Teflon. So there is. Oh, let's see if Mr. Hand will do it. I guess we can pan using Mr. Hand. We can zoom out using Mr. Zoom Out. Alright, so a very basic interface designed to be very colorful, so if you have no idea what you're doing, you can bamboozle your client with color. The most important thing is we've just verified that the MODFLOW is now connected to the graphical user interface. So we will exit the program. Want to save the changes? Sure. And we'll call that and that should complete it. Now, just for grins, run tutorial. Smiley. And we got all smiley faces. Yay. Install is complete. Save that. So if I understand this software, now that we saved the file, we can reopen ModelMuse, and it keeps a list of our last ones. If we want to rerun it, it goes and finds it and loads it. We could pick did not do a very good job of that. Ha. Anyway, it reloads the file. So that completes this video on how to install MODFLOW and operate it from the ModelMuse interface.